Hello everybody, I'm Ernest. So today we're here to install a aftermarket exhaust on my KTM Super Adventure. So some of y'all might recall that I put this cheap eBay exhaust on my 1290 Super Adventure. And it came with this down tube, and this is a DB killer that goes in there, and I put it all together. It was very easy to put on and install, but I took it off because it was just so loud. I just couldn't stand riding the bike. So I said, I'm gonna try this again. I found another eBay cheap exhaust because I don't want to spend a lot of money, and this exhaust is way smaller than the exhaust that comes on the 1290. And if you've taken it off before, you'll notice that the 1290 exhaust is very big and very heavy. Now this only cost me $44 or so, somewhere around that range. I will put the link in the description. This is an adapter. This is, I think, 51 millimeters, and this is an adapter to get it down to 38, I believe. The DB killer is already installed right here, and you take it out by removing this plug, and there's a screw and it comes out. I'm hoping that it's quite enough, or else it'd be wasted money again, because I just don't like it too loud. Now it just so happens that this DB exhaust fits in this muffler also. So if I had to, I may be able to put 2 DB killers on it to bring the levels down, and I'll get the advantage of the weight loss on my bike. And I don't know, it might make it a little bit more powerful. I probably would have to take it to get tuned. But anyway, let's get going on this video. Okay, so this right here is my 2016 KTM 1290 Super Adventure, and you can see the size of this exhaust. It is huge, and it's quite quiet. Let me start it up for you. So it's just, most of y'all know that the exhaust sounds on these recordings hardly come out through very good, but you can see it's not quiet by any means. But I'm not really concerned with the sound. I'm more concerned with the weight, and I'd be perfectly happy if it stayed at the same decibels. I wouldn't not mind it if it sounds good, just as long as it's not too loud. So first thing we got to do is take off the heat guard and then the muffler. Most of y'all that have these 1290s, you know that most of the bolts are torque fittings, these type of fittings. There's maybe a few Allen wrenches on and Allen fittings on here, but 99% of them is a torque. And that's it, and that's it. Look how big this is, a monstrosity, and it feels to be about 20 pounds, close to 20 pounds, 15 to 18 pounds, somewhere around there. It's heavy. Just look at the size difference between the two mufflers. It is in a whole different world. So this muffler doesn't come with a down tube. So you have to find a way to have it mounted. The other muffler that I have from eBay comes with a down tube. Now, well, I was going to say, oh, I read on some other YouTubers that are doing these eBay mods, you have to buy a down tube separately, and that was $150. I just so happened to have one. The deal is to get the angle right of this muffler, because these are universal mufflers. It's not designed for this bike. It's actually designed more for a sport bike. So I'm going to put this on loosely because this is angled at a certain way, and you want to get the angle just right. So I would do this loosely, like holding it this way, and then putting the muffler on it. Now you got to know these hanger springs have to align with this hanger spring. So it can't go that way because the exhaust would be in a bad angle. So you loosen this up, turn it until you get the angle. I like it right there. The only problem would be, is this going to hit the luggage when I put the luggage on it? So I'm probably going to have to turn it this around this way. Yeah, okay. That's the way it's going to have to go. There's only going to be one way that this can go on. And now for the springs. There you go. Okay, so there it is installed. It actually looks real good. I need to find, it does come with a hanger. I haven't installed it yet. You know, I'm thinking I don't even need a hanger. I might take this piece off. It's so light. Shouldn't be too hard to remove, but you can see how it fits. It shouldn't be no problem with the luggage. But anyway, the moment of truth. Let's see how this thing sounds. I hope it's not too loud, but if it is, I have another DB killer. It is quite a bit louder. Yeah, it's quite a bit louder. Okay, since I have another DB killer from the first muffler, I'm gonna install it, and it's real easy. You just take off the springs and you insert it in the muffler, and this wedge is in there, and maybe that would sound better. I can always change it. It's real easy to change. I did all this under 20 minutes. Okay, so now it has 2 DB killers in it. Let's see how it sounds. Now it sounds pretty much at the same level as the other bike, but has a fiercer sound to it. Well, I don't know. I'm going to take it for a test ride and see how I like it. There's nothing more convincing than a test ride to see how the bike runs, sounds, and feels. But I sure like the way it looks right off the bat. Looks more sport bike, I guess. Well, this muffler probably was designed for a sport bike. I don't know if I'm going to use that mount, and that would even save even more weight. Okay, I couldn't find my helmet mic, so I'm just going to run it off the phone on my helmet, and so I'm not sure how the audio is going to sound, but let's go for a little test ride. Well, right away I can tell that it has a nice rumble to it. This is a trailer park where I live at, so so what I'm noticing right now is a nice rumble. Okay, so right off the bat, I can tell that it's not any louder than my stock muffler, but it does have a better sound to it. So let's go down a little further where I can open it up more and see how the sound will be. Okay, well, I'm pleasantly surprised of how well it sounds and performs. I didn't notice any power loss or power gains that I could tell, you know, from the butt dyno. The only concern just on this particular model, because it has bags, and the bags, they slide over these rails and they hang over, and it's cut out for the muffler. And this one is considerably smaller. I don't know if it gets any hotter than the other bags, but that's just because of this bike has luggage. If you have a sport bike or something like that, that's not a concern to you, and you probably don't want to butt the DB killers in it. You can take the DB killers completely out, and I would imagine it would be obnoxiously loud. Well, at least to me anyway. You know, because that wasn't my idea. Was to make the bike louder. It does have a better sound to it. It have more of a growl, especially when it's idling. You have kind of a rumble, you know, because this is a V-twin engine that puts out 160 horsepower, so it does have a nice sound to it. This is the same engine that they put in the KTM Super Duke, so this is no slouch. Yeah, I didn't bother. I don't think I'm gonna bother to put on the hanger, at least not now, and I might even take off the hanger, Later on, I might even take out a DB killer. Since I don't have a tune on this bike, there's no use to cut the restriction down so low because it's not tuned for it, and it will hurt the bike. It won't give you more power, it would just give you more noise. So I'm gonna leave it alone, but I'm very pleased with it. I watched a video that they had a $600 exhaust and they bought this exact same muffler, and the horsepower difference from the eBay to the $600 exhaust, it was a Leo Vince or Leo Vince exhaust, was only a half a horsepower. And the guys that were doing the tuning said it's not worth to spend the extra $600, that the quality looks good. A lot of these Chinese manufacturers are the same guys that are making that high dollar expensive exhaust. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. Very pleased with the results, and I probably lost about 20 pounds on the bike just by doing this one mod, and it sounds a little better. And yeah, I think I got a winner here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.